Hey there artists, are you ready to create a charming children's book character with a retro twist? In this easy to follow Procreate tutorial, I'll show you how to design a delightful character in the iconic mid-century style using just a few basic shapes. This step-by-step guide is perfect for beginners and anyone looking to sharpen their Procreate skills. You'll learn time-saving shortcuts and pro techniques to bring your character to life faster than you might think, all while maintaining that captivating minimalist charm. Let's dive in and make your character stand out with that irresistible retro vibe. Check out the description below for a list of the brushes I used to supercharge my process in this tutorial, though you're welcome to use what you have. Plus I'm offering a free download of the colour palette I used. Enjoy and happy drawing! Grab a cozy drink, get comfy, and let's jump right in. We'll start by setting up our canvas with these dimensions and colour profile. I have already created a Procreate canvas according to the settings I have provided. So let's go to the layers, create a new layer on top. I'll select both of these layers, group, rename. We're going to call this background BG. Select the bottom layer. Make sure you have this pink third from the left selected. And we're just going to do this with the canvas so we can see what we're doing. Let's select this tool here. Now make sure you have rectangle selected, and we're basically going to draw a rectangle just so we've got a white border. Now we want the border to be of equal width all around, and if yours isn't, you don't have to stress. I'll show you a little trick. So let's just select the arrow tool and select freeform, and here we can play around with how high our rectangle is or how wide it is on this side, so you can bring it in and out just roughly so it looks like it's the same width all around. You can select the arrow again just to see what it looks like. I'm happy with mine, so let's just do that, and we're going to close this group and create two new layers. Select both of these, group, rename, girl. Select the top layer, and I'm just going to select this cream color over here. Make sure you have the sleek marker selected. Add around size 20 or thereabouts. Let's draw the girl's head. So we're just going to draw a quick circle like so. Don't worry if it's not perfect, just hold it down. Keep on holding with the pencil on the screen, and then do that with your two fingers on your other hand and release. Now let's fill that in with color. Let's select the bottom layer here. We'll keep the sleek marker at the same size. Select this color here on the left, and we're going to draw a very simple shape for the dress. So let's just draw a line, and to make a straight line, don't release when you finish the line. You can now straighten the line up, you can change the angle of the line. This just draws a straight line for us, so I'll leave it about there. Now I'm going to draw another straight line down here, hold, and you can change the angle here and the length of the line, so you decide where the end point goes. Might leave mine around there. We'll do the same on this side. And now to close the dress up. And we can fill that in with colour. At this stage, if there are any bits like this where they're hanging out and you want that to be a little neater, let's grab the eraser tool. Just make sure you've got it set to sleek marker, about 30%, and you can zoom in and just erase that a little bit. You can also fill in any areas as well, so I'm just going to do that. Just take the size down and just fill it in like that, just so it looks a little neater. And over here. At this stage, if you're not happy with the shape of the dress, you can go and change it quite easily. So just select this layer here, select the arrow tool, just make sure you've got freeform selected, and you can go in and drag it, make it longer or wider. That's up to you what you do. So I'm just going to select this group here, girl, and select the arrow tool. I just want to make this a tad smaller. And before I do, just make sure you've got uniform selected. So I'm just going to make that a tad smaller, like so I can fit the legs in later on. Let's add some hair. So just select this layer here, create a new layer on top. We're going to use this pink from the left. Use the dry brush here at size 2. Let's just zoom in so we can see what we're doing. Now that we've created a rough outline of the hair, we can use the same brush at the same size, same color, just to fill it in a little. Now we're going to add some line work to the hair. So let's create a new layer here. We're going to use the soft pencil at around 17%. We'll use this blue here for this job. Let's just zoom in so we can see what we're doing. And we're just going to add some strands of the hair. Now this brush is a really nice textured brush. I'll just zoom in a little bit so you can see. So it kind of gives us some really quick results, quick effective results. Now let's add some legs. So we just create a new layer on top here. I'll just swap these two, select the bottom layer here. The brush that we'll be using is the wet and dry brush at size 4. The color will be this grey here. And just make sure that the opacity is up to 100%. Now this is a really nice brush, so it kind of gives us a really nice kind of textured feel. Let's draw the legs. Let's add some detail to the dress. So we're going to draw a collar, some arms and some stripes on the dress. So let's just select this layer here, create a new layer on top. We use this third pink from the left. For this job, we'll use the Mighty pencil. Just make sure it's set to 100% opacity at around 20%. We're also going to add some facial features. So let's select the top layer here, create a new layer on top. We'll use the grey colour here. We'll use the wet and dry brush for this job at size 1. Let's add a nose, a mouth and some eyes. And some rosy cheeks. Just create a new layer on top. The colour that we'll use is this colour here, 4th from the right. We'll use the Magic Rugged texture at size 1. Oops, looks like the colour wasn't selected. So this colour, 4th from the right. So this is a pressure sensitive brush, so put a little bit of pressure on in the centre and just release it as you go out. For the next job, we're going to use the textured filler at size 3. The colour that we will use is this light orange here. Just create a new layer on top. And we're just going to, I'll just zoom in so we can see what we're doing. We're just going to create a hair tie like so. For the next job, we'll use the textured pencil at size 6 and we will create a new layer, this grey here, and we're just going to draw a flower that the girl is holding. So to start off with, we'll just draw the stem of the flower. And for the actual flower, we'll use this light orange colour here, same brush. So at this stage our girl is finished. Let's have a look at her. We're going to add a speech bubble and the girl will be saying hello. So let's close this group of layers here, create 2 new layers on top, select both, group, rename, and I'll call this speech bubble. Let's select the bottom layer here. Just make sure you've got the gritty crayon selected at around 7%. And the colour is this light cream colour here. So I'm going to draw the speech bubble. Now select the top layer using the same brush. I'll write hello. Now if need be, you can resize this speech bubble. So just select that and make sure uniform is selected, and you can make it a little bit smaller or larger depending on how you want it. You can rotate it a little bit by selecting this little green circle here and rotating it. Now for the next job, we're going to use the distressed brush. size 12. We'll use this lightest color here. Let's open up the background group. Select this layer on top here. And we're just going to add a little bit of texture to the background. It's just going to add a little bit of charm to the drawing, a little bit of retro charm. So just add a bit of texture here and there. Try and avoid this area with the text so that remains legible. So I'll just zoom in a little bit, and so you can see that gorgeous texture here and there. It's quite subtle, but it just adds that little something to the illustration. Now, for the final touch, we're just going to add a little bit of noise to the entire image. So I'll just show you how that is done. So just close this layer here. We'll create a new layer on top. We're going to use the subtle texture for this job at 100% in size, and this grey colour here. And we just do that so we can cover the entire canvas. And I'm just going to add it to the entire canvas like so. I'll just zoom in so you can see. So it's just added this really beautiful texture, but it is a little bit too pronounced for my liking. So we're just going to select this layer here and click on the N, and we will select luminosity and just take it down a bit until you have the desired effect. So I might leave it at around 20-21%. Just zoom in so you can see it. Just adds this nice little effect, all adds to the retro charm. So this is our finished artwork. We've now created a charming mid-century inspired children's book character with Procreate. I hope you had fun and learned some new techniques along the way. Let's take a quick moment to appreciate some of the details. Let's zoom in and have a look at some of the details. So we've got this gorgeous texture in all of the artwork. Even on this handwritten text, we've got this gorgeous texture. Look at the texture on the hair and the line work. It's these kind of details that add a lot of charm to this drawing, and you get these gorgeous analog effects. You can get these kind of effects very, very quickly if you know what tools to use, what techniques to use, and in the end it will save you a lot of time. So let's just have a look on the legs. You've got that gorgeous texture here. In the background we've got this beautiful texture here and there. Just adds to the overall charm, the retro charm of the illustration. If you have found any value in this tutorial, can I ask a small favor? Please like, comment and subscribe. This will help me produce even more content for you. Until next time, keep creating and stay inspired.